This is your guide to exposing fake friends with one simple question. By the end of this video, you'll know what I call the envy trap, a 3-second test that reveals whether someone is actually for you or just waiting for you to slip. If you've ever shared good news and walked away feeling weird, like the room got colder even though they smiled, this video is for you. Stay with me because once you understand this, you'll never look at certain friendships the same way again. Chapter 1. Why Fake Friends Hide Behind Politeness. The most dangerous fake friends are not the ones who openly insult you. They're the ones who clap for you with dead eyes. They'll say, "I'm happy for you," but their energy goes flat. They change the subject. Or you suddenly feel like you have to shrink your happiness down so they don't get uncomfortable. That feeling you get around them, like you have to apologize for winning, is usually not in your head. Psychologically, envy hates being out in the open. If someone is secretly competing with you, they can't just say, "I don't want you to do better than me." So they do 3 things instead. They minimize your wins, they ignore your growth, or they quietly flip the spotlight back onto themselves. You say, "I finally got that promotion." They say, "Oh, nice. Anyway, my boss said." Another example may include, you say, "I've been taking care of myself more lately." They say, "Must be nice. I don't have that kind of time." You feel it. You feel the shift. Real friends might tease you, they might challenge you, but underneath, there's warmth. Fake friends feel like a drain whenever you're up and a magnet whenever you're down. They're there for your problems, but allergic to your progress. So how do you stop guessing? How do you know if this is just awkwardness or if you're dealing with someone who low-key wants you to lose? That's where the question comes in. Chapter 2. The one question. The envy trap. Here's the simple question. "Hey, can I tell you something I'm really proud of?" That's it. You're not asking them if they're a good friend. You're not confronting them. You're setting a trap for their first reaction. Because what exposes a fake friend is not the sentence they craft 5 seconds later. It's the micro reaction that leaks out the moment you ask for space to be proud. Here's how you run the test. First, you choose a real win. It doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be something that matters to you. You got a new job. You finally stuck to a habit. You're talking to someone healthy for once. Then you say, calmly and directly, "Hey, can I tell you something I'm really proud of?" Now you watch the next 3 seconds. Not the speech, not the emoji spam, just the reflex. A genuine friend's body usually does one of 3 things. They light up, eyes widen, face opens. They lean in, "Yeah, tell me." Or they mirror your energy. They might even smile before they know what it is. Because their default setting around you is curiosity and support. A fake friend, or a secretly envious one, often glitches in those 3 seconds. They freeze. Their face drops for a second before they recover. They exhale like they're bracing for impact. Or they give you a flat, "Oh, yeah, sure," with zero spark, like you just told them you're about to read the terms and conditions out loud. Then you share your win. Pay attention to what they do next. A real friend stays with you in the moment. They ask questions. "How did that happen? What did you do? How are you feeling about it?" Their energy expands around your success. A fake friend shrinks it or steals it. They might turn it into a competition. "Yeah, I did something like that last year. Actually, mine was..." Or they turn it into a problem. "Hope you can handle it. That kind of job is super stressful." Or they turn it into nothing. "Cool," scrolls phone. Or turn it back to them. "Nice. Anyway, I've been..." That's the envy trap. You gave them a safe opportunity to celebrate you. They showed you what they really feel before they had time to hide it. Now, does this mean you cut off anyone who doesn't jump up and down for you like a cheerleader? No. People have bad days. People get distracted. You're not judging them on one reaction. You're watching for a pattern. Do they consistently dull your excitement? Do they consistently redirect the attention away from your growth? Do you consistently feel smaller after sharing good news with them? If the answer is yes, you're not around someone who's neutral. You're around someone who's quietly keeping score. Chapter 3. What to do once you see who they really are. Once you run this question a few times, You'll start to see your social circle differently. You'll notice there are people you can only talk to when you're struggling. The moment you start doing better, they get distant, irritated, or weirdly competitive. Here's the dark truth. Some friends are emotionally invested in you staying the version of yourself that needed them. They liked you anxious. They liked you insecure. They liked you slightly below them because that's when they felt useful, important, or superior. The second you grow past that level, their ego starts to panic. So what do you do with that information? You don't need a dramatic speech. You don't need to expose them in a group chat. You quietly reassign their role in your life. Level 1. Stop feeding them your wins. You don't give someone with a history of envy front row seats to every upgrade in your life. You keep the conversations light. Weather, memes, surface level updates. You're not being fake. You're being strategic about where you place your heart. Level 2. Watch their behavior when you stop oversharing. Do they suddenly chase harder because they miss access to your inner world? Or do they drift away because there's no longer drama to feed on? Both answers tell you everything you need to know. Level 3. Invest more in the people whose first instinct is to be happy for you. You know the ones. The ones who text you, "Send me details. I want to celebrate this properly." The ones who hype you up even when they're having a bad week. The ones who don't get weird if you outgrow an old version of yourself that they were comfortable with. Those are the people you build with. Everyone else, you let them stay where they are. No war, no revenge arc, just less access. And if you're listening to this and realizing you've been surrounded by fake support for years, here's the last thing I want you to remember. You are not crazy for feeling the energy shift every time you did something right. Your nervous system has been picking up signals that your conscious mind tried to ignore. The simple question, "Can I tell you something I'm really proud of?" just gives you a clean way to see what was already there. You don't need to beg anyone to clap louder. You don't need to dim yourself so fragile people don't feel threatened. Your job is to notice who leans in when you rise, who quietly resents it, and to move accordingly. Because once you expose a fake friend, the real power move is not making them admit it. It's refusing to keep your future parked in front of someone who secretly hopes you never leave the driveway. And if you want to go further than just spotting fake friends, I've put together a free playlist on emotional self-defense. It will show you how to stop emotional manipulation, set colder boundaries, and become very hard to control. Click the playlist on screen and subscribe so you don't miss the next tools I drop. Start with the first video and let it run. Your future self will thank you.